Chris Book, if each of you could take it. You got the big lead. I think it's 21 at halftime. It gets down to 5. Just what was Frank talking to you guys about in the huddle? What did you guys say amongst yourselves to get the lead back up?
Basically told us to stay together and rebound the ball. Finish the game.
Yeah, we were giving up way too many offensive rebounds. That's the reason why they got back in the game. If you look at it, I think they had at one time, it was 6 offensive rebounds in 4 minutes. And I don't know how many, they had a lot of offensive rebounds. That's what pretty much got them back in the game. He made sure that we didn't stop fighting on the boards and, just put a little more effort into getting the rebound.
It was no secret you guys came out with energy. Of course, Chris, you played with some of those guys from last year's Final Four team. But for Frank, yesterday, can you just talk about the practice and what they brought to the practice yesterday for you guys?
Probably the most competitive practice I had all year. It was fun to be on the court with them. Like that feeling got back to me. It was just amazing. Like I enjoy competing with them in the court and seeing was talking a lot of crap, try to get me going. And I love that stuff, man. They're just competitive.
Did you think that carried over for today?
Yeah, it was big time. I think
what he said.
That was it.
He said it all. They brought so much intensity and enthusiasm into the practice. Losing 6 straight, that it hurts. And so we're trying to, find energy from somewhere. And here they come with a bag of energy and just put it right into us. And we were energized during practice, and that carried over to the game.
Chris, when in that second half when you pick up the third foul and you're kind of sitting on the bench watching as that lead is shrinking, do you have a sense of when you might come back in, and what is that sort of like for you?
That's stuff I gotta get better at it. I was on the bench. I was looking at the game, but I was still ready. I was sitting there ready to go back in whenever coach called my name. So.
Frank, as exciting as this is it somewhat, is there some kind of frustration wondering why this can't happen every single game?
I don't want to dwell in the past, but as you can see, we can be a really good team. That's a really good team that we just played in Auburn, and we just played really hard, and we got after them. And like I said before, I don't look in the past. Now we finally, got off that slump we had. Now we're, back into it. Now we have more energy, and we get ready for the next one.
Chris, could you hear Sin during the game? He was pretty animated, it seemed like, on the sideline, particularly with you a couple times. And could you hear it, number one? And number two, what was the message he kind of gave this team yesterday?
Them guys came yesterday like they were pissed at us. They practiced the whole. They stand to practice the whole time. They gave all the energy they had, and today during the game, that's probably the only person that I was seeing like he was on the court or something. It was just good to have those guys back and practicing with them. That the energy they gave us, the want to get it, like they brought some leadership back. Talking to the guards, make them work, talking to me. It was fun.
Frank, to hold Brown, Haran, and Harper to 8 of 36, 3 of 19 from 3, 9 turnovers out of Harper, that's clearly the worst they've played all year. I'm curious as to what the game plan was and what tendencies you guys went over, because nobody's been able to do that all year against those 3 guys.
We knew that they shot a lot of threes and they made 10 a game. And so we tried to lock in on those guys and make sure that, if they did take a 3, it was contested. Some of those shots they got were open. They just missed it. But we tried to lock in on making sure they didn't get too many threes and rebound the ball, because we knew even though they're undersized, they're very aggressive when going to the boards. And as you saw, they got a lot of offensive rebounds.
2 more, Hale and Greg.
For both you guys, McLemore's in during the first half. I guess if you could take us through that, what you saw. I think you were on the floor, I know for sure, Chris, but I guess what did you guys see when that went down?
Number one, my prayers, or our prayers, go out to him and his family and his team. I was hanging on the rim, and I looked down, and it's one of those freakish things. His ankle was a little out of place, but as you saw, he got on the stretcher. He said he was all right, but those things they're not fun to watch at all, even if it's the other team. But like I said before, our prayers and blessings go out to him and his family. He played really hard, and hopefully he'll come back strong.
For both you guys, you said you don't want to look into the past from where this was, but how do you take this victory and look towards the future of what games are left in the season and use it to build as a platform from this point on into March?
We're going to take this, we're going to watch film and see the differences between those 6 games that we lost and the game that we just won, and see why were we so good defensively, what worked offensively, and just take it as we go. Thank you.
Thank you.